Hello!
Welcome to Moat Grange Farm.
A snowy Moat Grange farm today.
Yeah, I'm Roger.
And I'm Angharad. And today we are going to introduce you to all the animals on the farm. From the smallest calf
to the biggest bull.
Come with us. We're going to give you a quick tour of the farm from shed to shed, showing you all the different age groups up to a dairy cow.
So our milking cows calve once a year. The first 4 weeks of calving, we calve to a dairy bull to have our replacements, which will come into the herd, which we'll show you later. These calves are beef calves. These are Aberdeen Anguses. They will be reared to go on for beef. We also use Belgian Blue Bulls, which are also for beef. And we'll show you some of them as we go around. This is our youngest calf here at the moment. It was born yesterday. It had its mother's colostrum, which is the first milk, which is very nutritionally beneficial. There's a lot of good nutrients to keep it fit and well. It's fed twice a day, so it'll be fed. It was fed this morning, fed tonight. There's a lot of individual attention to make sure it gets up and running quick, and then it'll join its friends in a big pen and they'll be fed together, where they'll learn to interact together and hopefully come on to be big, strong calves. What do you say, Buzz? Excited? Excited for that? Look at the camera. No? I think it's camera shy.
So once they've learned to drink on the individual buckets in the small calf shed, they'll move up here to the big calf shed, where they won't be on individual buckets anymore, but we train them to go onto the milk machine, which is an automatic calf feeding machine, where they can visit 4 times a day. Now, how that works is they all get given these little collars, which you can see them wearing here, which have got numbers on, and that clicks onto the machine, and the machine knows who it is, and if they're due a feed or not. We can check on the machine then twice a day. If there's a certain number that hasn't visited, we make sure then that we get that number, put them onto the machine to make sure that they get their milk. So we've got 2 of these machines that can take 60 calves each. If there's too many, then they'll be into the other side of this shed and go onto the milk bar. So they'll have the same amount of milk, but then we'll give them the milk then morning and night in there. As well as milk, these start to have calf pellets, which is sort of a training concentrate really, to get their stomachs or their rumen used to sort of solids. And they also get given some hay just to train them again, and they love the hay. These are quite pretty calves, aren't you? We've also got access to fresh water all the time as well. And yeah, it's just like a party shed for them really, like a play pen. Look at this. So in this shed, they're all grouped in age categories. So this pen and that pen there are still on the milk machine, as well as the ones the other side. But the ones behind me here, you can see they've been weaned off milk, meaning that they don't have milk anymore. They just have hay and straw and calf pellets as well as water. So they're having more calf feed then, because they're not on milk anymore.
Right, so these are our eldest calves. These were born in October, so they're 3 months old now. There's a mixture of, these are a lot of our replacements, which are going to come into the herd, the cows, in the future. These now are on, they're having hay in the rack, they're having a concentrate twice a day, and they're loving life in here together. Next we move on to our bulling heifers, which is what these will be in 12 months' time.
So these are the bulling heifers, meaning last year's dairy heifer calves, meaning female calves. We don't get many male dairy calves at Moat Grange because we use sex semen, which is selective breeding through AI, artificial insemination. We will explain that again, but it means that we get mostly female dairy calves on this farm, which is good. These are sort of the teenage girls of the farm. So there were calves last year, they'll be joining the milking herd next year, but as for now, they're just in here with their friends. They get fed once a day in the morning, and they get scraped out and bedded down once a day as well. And yeah, these are very nicely natured because they're dairy calves. They've got a sort of quieter nature about them. So yeah, they're lovely, lovely little creatures. These are being bulled now with AI, which means that they will have their calves come the autumn in calving 2024, and then they'll join the milking herd with their mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers. The cycle continues.
So next door to our heifers, these are our beef cattle. These are last year's beef calves. We cut them on a year. The idea, we'll sell these now, hopefully in April or May, onto another farm who will then take these through to finishing when they're fat, and these then will be harvested for your beef. So the difference with a beef breed to a dairy breed, like a dairy is bred for milk production, whereas these, you can see, are a bit stronger and wider, and they have more body condition and have more meat on them. So these, in the future then, they'll be harvested for your beef. So you can see different breeds. The black one here in front of you, he's an Aberdeen Angus, and then on my right hand side, these are British Blues. Aberdeen Angus are easy calving, but they grow to be good beef cattle, and Belgian Blues, they are a bit bigger calves when they're born, but yeah, they turn into very good beef cattle.
The milking herd is the heart of the farm. So these are the milking cows that are milked twice a day, every day of the year. So there's 300 milking cows here at Moat Grange, and they are a mix of 3 different breeds. British Friesians, which is the main core of the herd. They're a strong and hardy breed. They produce good milk and they've got good health. Montbelliards, they're known for their good quality of milk. They come from France, where they produce milk to make cheese. And then Norwegian Reds as well, and they are good for fertility and health. So if you mix all those good qualities together, you get what we think is a perfect cow. So these cows are fed twice a day. They get scraped out twice a day, and they get bedded down twice a day. Now at the moment, they're in the shed at all times because it's January. They don't really want to be out in the fields in the winter because it's dark, it's wet, it's miserable. It's much nicer in the sheds with nice dry warm beds. But come March, fingers crossed, they'll be turned out to the fields. So they'll be grazing then morning and night, grazing the fields, coming in to milk twice a day and going back out to the fields. And I think it's quite amazing that every cow on this farm has been born here. So all of these cows have been born on this farm and raised on this farm, as well as their mothers, their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers, and so on. So Roger and Roger's father, Roger's grandfather and his father have all been breeding the cows down the lines, and they've all been sharing the land and the farm here at Moat Grange for over 100 years, and I just think that is amazing.
So this is our bull. This is Big John, or Black Boom Time is his official name. We call him Big John after the farmer we bought him off last year. So his main job on the farm now is, once the cows go out in the spring to the fields, he'll go in with the cows and he will, what we call, sweep up, which will be the last stragglers of the cows, the ones that maybe are a bit more difficult to get in calf. He'll get them in calf. So we met some of his calves earlier in the pens. So he has nice calves, quite good, strong calves. There'll be some of our beef calves when they come out in 9 months' time. Yeah, he's a good bull. He works hard and loves a bit of cake. The only way we could get him to stand still for our video was to feed him some cake. So he's a typical male that the only way you can get him to do anything is to feed him. So yeah, he's a good old boy. He looks after us. We try and look after him.
These are the dry cows. Dry because they're not milking at the moment, because they are very close to calving. In my opinion, the dry cow pen is the best shed on the farm, because they have got a panoramic view of the whole big shed, seeing everything that happens. And it also means that because we walk past this pen multiple times a day, we can always keep an eye on the dry cows, seeing if they're close to calving, if they're having any problems, if they need a hand, and just keeping an eye on them basically. So there's about 14 dry cows left in this pen now, and that's all that's left to calve for calving 2023-2024. Once they've calved, they'll be ready to join the milking herd once again, and then the cycle starts again. And there we go, thank you for watching our introduction to the animals on the farm. We hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something.
Yeah, it's been good. And yeah, don't forget, if you want to like that video, give us a thumbs up.
And if you want to see more videos, please subscribe to our channel. Underneath, we'll be bringing out a new video every Tuesday at 5 p.m.
And we're going to try and educate you all about what we do. Thank you very much.
Diolch!
Ta-da!